Hey guys, Cyclops here again. Sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video. But again, usual excuse, busy with work, life, blah blah blah. I won't bore you with that. What I will try to bore you with is the finished product. So yes, this is the Comsos 2 all ready to go. I made some slight... yeah, my room's a mess. So I made some slight alterations, and I'll let you guys know what those things are. First off, I added, or re-added, the two original 120 fans that the Cooler Master included with the case. They were for the bottom compartment. I removed them and put them up top, sort of like act as a active GPU cooling, plus you get more airflow inside the case. The ones at the bottom, well, I'm using 6 NFF12s. They're all pushing out from the other side and pulling in from this side. And so that is almost completely irrelevant to the actual airflow of the case, since it's not really pulling or pushing anything in or out the case. It's just, you know what I mean. So the only intake fan that I had was the 180 up front, and although it's a large fan and move plenty of air, it's just not good enough to maintain a neutral, at least neutral air pressure. Basically, if I move this here, you've got I'll unscrew that in a second, but back here, so the intake fans, the actual intake fans, are that 180 up front and the two 120s on the side door. And finally up, so yeah, 3 NFF12s on top to exhaust the air out in a pull configuration, and one up, one at the back, also in pull configuration. So you've got the EK 120, I've forgotten the exact model number or model name. It's a 120 47 millimeters thick. This is the exact same family, 47 millimeters thick. It's just a triple 360. I used the AlphaCool UT Nexus 60 millimeter thick, 2 of them in parallel, or serial I should say. Yeah, about the fans, so you got 4 very high performance exhaust fans, and what that does is it effectively gives the inside of the chassis a negative air pressure, which means that from all the holes and openings that the case has, it'll suck in air, so that'll gather dust, and you generally want to avoid that in a case to not have to clean as often, not get dust inside as much. So what I did was, apart from the front 180, I added 2 120. The thing is, even with those 3 fans, the inside pressure of the case is still gonna be slightly negative, but well, it's the best I could do right now. Of course, I could have added 2 more fans. I didn't have any more 120 fans that were kind of in the same league as the NFF12s, since those are really quiet, but also move a lot of air. So that was the main point I got them. I got them in the first place. These aren't that good, but they're totally silent. They don't move a lot of air, so yeah, I'm in a sort of a limbo there. Moving on, you can see the Tri-SLI GTX 570s. The stock clock for those are actually, I'll just talk about the software when I'm in the inside Windows. But yeah, that's it for now. The CPU block is in Raystorm, and I'm using Indigo. It's not Indigo Extreme. Main Gear Epic T1000 for the socket 2011 to get the best possible temperatures. Talk about the overclock and the other stuff later. So I put the let me see if I can turn the case around. It's really dusty in here. So yes, the front panel. So that's the XSPC unit that has a 750 liter per hour DC pump. It's pretty quiet. I managed to squeeze in a Blu-ray writer in there, it was really like, it was kind of a mission. I'll explain why when I get inside the case. And I left the two hot swappable 3.5 inch bays intact. So in case, since you know, by removing the, just turn it around, open it again. By removing the hard drive cages at the bottom, you get rid of 6 hard drive. This possibility of putting 6 hard drives in the bottom compartment. So right now you can add 5. There's already 4 in it, and the hot swapper will add 2 more. So you get option to add 7 hard drives. And excuse me, and yeah, the the only thing that's kind of out of sync is the DVD drive, our Blu-ray drive, which is in white. Very ugly. I mean, it's a $90 drive. You'd expect it to be black. So yeah, as for the kind of did a sort of surgery. You guys can't see it at all. It's really difficult to tell. But what I did from the res, I couldn't. Oh, I should just first mention that this tubing is extra long. I wanted to be able to, you know, push the reservoir forward so I can do refilling quite easily. But it's too much tube. But it's not gonna bend or flex or anything or kink. Excuse me. So yeah, what I had to do in order to fit this Blu-ray drive in, I used a, I don't even remember what I used. I think I used the 45 at the back, then used the 3-space SLI fitting to extend it, then used another 45 so it can swivel freely, then used the compression fitting. So yeah, it's like 4 different fittings all in one, and it was kind of a necessity. You couldn't have done it any other way and make it look as clean. It's not that clean, but it's like the best I could do. So not many wires visible. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. So yeah, the loop. Let's talk about the loop. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'll just start the loop at the CPU. So this the water gets to the CPU and then gets slightly well. The thing I should mention that the loop order doesn't really matter. You wouldn't get noticeable temperature difference between the whole thing, but I just did it to be slightly tidy. I mean, I know I could have done it better. Like coming from the you know, the 45 there, sorry, the 120mm, 47mm thick rad straight to the GPU. I wanted to do that at first, but in order to make it look clean, I had to use a SLI fitting with 3 90-degree angle barbs, and that would, you know, cause a hell of a lot of pressure drop and restriction. It would introduce a lot of restriction into the loop, so I decided to just, you know, run a tube back all the way to the top 360 radiator. So it's a CPU rad, the 120 rad, then the 360 rad. So it cools the CPU, then it gets really, really cool. I mean, kind of overkill for what it is, but then it goes to the GPU. The GPUs are in serial, sadly. I wanted to do parallel, but it's just time constraints, and I didn't have enough SLI fitting at the time, so I had to do in the serial. I'm really, well, it's kind of a good thing, since if you look at the end, you can just direct it. Actually, it's not a good thing. What am I talking about? Could have, yeah, the serial is okay, but you know, when you do it in parallel, you get less pressure drop, and you know, distribute the cool water to all the 3 graphics cards at the same time. So that's kind of what I like about that. Sadly, I didn't have enough SLI fittings, but it's okay anyway. It's a couple of degrees hotter. It doesn't make a lot of difference. So after the GPU, okay, let's recap. I'm talking too much. So CPU, 120 rad, 360 rad, GPU 1, GPU 2, GPU 3, first 240 rad on the bottom, then the 240 rad. The first one's connected to the second with the SLI fitting. After that, it goes up all the way back to the res and pump combo, and then it goes out again to go to the CPU, and that's the whole loop. I was kind of hoping to find a motherboard block for the MSI Big Bang-XPower, but sadly there wasn't any available. Kind of amazing board, really. 22-phase power design, it's fantastic. And I've got both the 8-pin supplementary EPS power connected, and yeah, the graphics card each use two 6-pin connectors. And under load, under Unigine Heaven, when CPU is kind of at idle, not doing anything, consumes up to 900 watts, just the 3 graphics card. But they're overclocked, and I show you that in a bit, as I've been saying. 4 hard drives. Right, so let's go over the hard drives. The first one is I didn't mention it in the video, but it's a 60 gigabyte Patriot Pyro, SATA 3, obviously. It's running solo just for Windows. You got 2 M4s, Crucial M4s, 128 gigs in RAID 0, fantastic performance. I got to show you the benchmarks. And you've got a 2 terabyte. I think it's Western. Oh, sorry, it's what's the so it's not Hitachi, it's not Western Digital. It's, oh God, what's the name of it? The one that took all the money when you know, the Western Digital factories got flooded. Okay, let me just cut this. Think about it for a second. It's kind of lame. Right, sorry, brain fart there. So yeah, it's Seagate 2 terabyte Barracuda, green. It's for storage basically. I mean, it's just there for convenience. And yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and the 1200 watt AX12 power supply. Hope I'm not missing anything. And the 4 SATA drives at the back are all connected to a Silverstone something. It's kind of a surge protector power regulator for the SATA cable, so you know, it's a 4-port thing that you connect to 4 different SATA devices, and it provides clean power to them. Kind of a gimmick, like 13 bucks. I liked it, so I added it. Oh, and see the SLI bridge there? It's an EVGA SLI bridge I had lying around. Like I said, this motherboard didn't come with any 2 or 3 or 4, sorry, 3 or 4-way SLI bridge. It just came with single SLI strips, and that's kind of disappointing because I like the look of the SLI bridge there, and it's not black, it's kind of dark brown, but it looks black, and that's good enough for me. And yeah, since the board is MSI and the cards are EVGA, so you know, it was lucky I had an EVGA 3-way SLI bridge laying around that I could use, since EVGA EVGA cards, EVGA bridge makes sense, right? Okay, I think I'm done talking. Okay, and the memory, right? So 16 gigs of G.Skill Ripjaws. 2133 megahertz. The timing is 9, 11, 10, 28, or 27, one of which I'll show you in the window. Alright, now I'm done talking about this part. I'll just shut this thing off and show you the operating system. Be back in a jiffy.